Eve, I'm finally doing this tag video that you tagged me in so long ago. I'm here to do the first tag. Already, go check out Eve and Artie. Eve tagged me in her video to do this tag, so definitely go check her out. She does amazing videos and she's got the cutest little bub. Artie, I'll leave her link down in the description. Number 1, what was your first job? My first job was at Pizza Hut. I worked at Pizza Hut as a pizza chef, I guess. I was only 14 years old and I only lasted there for around 4 or 5 months. Question number 2 is, what was your first kiss like and who or where was it? My first kiss was in a park, on a park bench. We were on a date. We walked down to the park, sat down and had our first kiss. Question number 3 is, what is your first memory of yourself? My first memory of myself would have to be when I was in daycare. I believe I was like 3 or 4 years old, and I remember that I got into so much trouble because I'm not sure if you guys know about baby borns, but they had these little bottles that looked like they had milk in them, but obviously when you tipped them up, no milk came out. It just sort of had the liquid inside, and I was like so determined to get this milk out of the bottle. It was not my bottle, it was actually my friend's bottle. And I started biting on it to try and get the milk out, and I ruined the bottle. And the next thing I know, the teacher was coming over to tell me off for what I did, and I just remember crying and putting my head down in my arms. I don't know why that's such a vivid memory for me, but that's my first memory. Question number 4, what was your first home out of home like? This place is my first home out of home. It's a 2-bedroom apartment and we love the area that we live in. Question number 5 is, what was your first fight with your parents about? I don't really remember my first fight. The first time I really got into trouble, I guess, was when my mum figured out that I'd spent $150 in credit on my phone. I had just recently gotten my first mobile phone and I got very excited, calling everyone, messaging everyone, and that was back in the day when, you know, you got charged for every phone call, every, you know, message that you make. And it was $150 and I got into a lot of trouble. Question number 6 is, what was your first fight with your child or children about? I have an 11-month-old who doesn't speak, so I have never had a fight with him, and I don't look forward to the day that I do. Question number 7. What was your first impression of your partner? So for those of you who don't know, Jordan and I first started dating when we met at a Halloween party. That's the first time we really started talking, but before that, I had seen him before. I'd never really spoken to him before, but my first impression was that he was good looking, but I had it in my head that like it wasn't possible for us to, you know, date or anything like that. So I just had a little crush on him. I thought he was good looking. Little did I know, like a few months later, we would be talking at a Halloween party and start dating. Question number 8, what or where was your first ever date? Current partner. So my first date with Jordan, who is my current partner, we went to a coffee shop and we just had coffee. I had tea at the time because I did not like coffee. And now that I think about it, I think Jordan had peppermint tea too. So we just had a tea date, I guess. And it was a night full of just talking. We talked about everything and anything. It was really nice to get to know each other on that first date. Even when the coffee shop closed at like, I think it was like 10 o'clock, we decided to go to Harry's De Wheels. It's like a 24-hour like pie shop. So we went there and we got pies and continued talking. Question number 9, when was your first experience smoking cigarettes or drinking alcohol? I don't know if I should be saying this on here, but I'm pretty sure a majority of us did it underage, so I do not condone underage drinking, underage smoking, but I did try it before I was 18 years old. The first time I tried a cigarette, I can't even remember when it was, but I didn't like it. I tried it and I didn't like it at all. And first time drinking alcohol was at a New Year's party. I think I was 16 or 17 years old. And yeah. Question number 10, where was your first holiday you took as an adult without your parents? First holiday without my parents would have to be kind of my schoolies trip. We went on a cruise to the Pacific Islands, which was amazing. I love that we did that trip instead of going to a normal schoolies trip. I haven't been on a cruise since, but I've always wanted to go back on a cruise just because that trip was amazing. We went to New Caledonia, we went to Vanuatu, and yeah, it was really nice. Question number 11, when did you first know you wanted children? Does that mean when we first decided we were gonna have children? Or I've always known I wanted to have children, but it took a trip to Switzerland for Jordan and I to know that things were getting serious and we were thinking about, you know, marriage and children. It was actually his grandmother in Switzerland who brought the topic to our minds pretty much. We weren't really thinking about that until she said it. She didn't speak very much English, but she did say, you know, children. She sort of pointed to us when you're having children kind of thing. And it really brought the idea to our heads that we really wanted to have a baby. I know we were young, but we're at that stage of life where we're like, that's what we want. And then it also took a missed flight from Switzerland to Paris. We missed our flight and we had to wait for 8 hours for the next flight, and that's when we really spoke about wanting kids, wanting to get married. So yeah, if it wasn't for Jordan's grandmother, I don't know whether we would have had a kid as soon as we did. Question number 12, when did you first become aware and possibly critical of your physical image? I believe that would have been around puberty. I remember being very self-conscious about developing boobs. I was very much a tomboy when I was, you know, in primary school. So when I started to develop boobs and had to get a bra, you know, one of those crop top things, I was so self-conscious. I hated going shopping for them. My mum would bring me into the store and like say, you need to get one because you're developing. I did not want to wear one, but I also felt self-conscious because they were growing. Yeah, that was probably the first time I felt self-conscious about my body.